What's up? This is DJ Luke taking another break from studio work to sit down with journalist, publicist, and event coordinator Aaris A Schroeder.
Hello, how are you?
Glad to have you on. We've been, actually the previous episode to this, Andrew Lozano, he was on, so you sent him my way. Going to talk about all of the stuff that you do to help artists get the exposure and various things that they need, including folks that are going to be coming on my radio show and hopefully some other folks for break times. So,
right.
But this is your time to shine, so let's get right into it.
All right, thank you. So UBO MAG is an acronym. It stands for Underground Beat Online. That's what it originally was called back in 2001 when we first started it out here in Sacramento, actually in Orangevale. So basically UBO MAG is an online magazine. We write about music, art, and culture. So the different kinds of art that we cover could be anything from authors, films that come out, visual artists, clothing lines. We even cover like CBD, cannabis products, food and beverage, and also like boutiques and different kinds of businesses.
Nice, okay.
And then on the flip side, we also have the UBO Entertainment. So that is more of kind of like the umbrella over it, but it did start in 2007. And that is a boutique PR and music marketing firm. But again, we also work with a lot of other people similar to the magazine side of it.
Yeah, and to have things like with my radio show and even break time, I'm trying to be more diverse with not just having music people on. I'm targeting I'm waiting for an email back from this pretty well-known Citrus Heights-based brewery. But yeah, different things like that. It's nice to have a variety.
I want to know.
Okay.
So I started off writing when I was really young, so about 7 years old. I was a very avid reader, thank you to my mom. She was reading me Little Women when I was in kindergarten, so being able to read that myself in first grade, and then I started writing books about first grade, second grade. I was illustrating them, and I was also playing keyboard. So I had like a Casio SK1 back then, and I would play a little keyboard and all that. And eventually, by the time I got to middle school, and my English teacher, who I would give him my books to read, they're about 65 pages each at this point, and he was like totally amazed, and he's like, "You got to join the journalism class." And I'm like, okay. So I joined, and he gave me the fun page. So that was where I was putting crossword puzzles, word searches, poetry, jokes, things like that, little clip art things. It was all very cut and paste. But since my dad worked at Intel, he recently retired. I've been on the computer since the mid 80s. So
Nice.
So that was that. And then after journalism in middle school, I decided, what am I going to do between illustrating, writing, and making music? And I decided I really wanted to go into journalism. So I didn't really give up the other two. I just kind of focused more on the journalism. And because obviously I do love these other things, I wanted to be able to write about these things as well. So I kind of got into it that way. In high school, I was a features editor my senior year, so I did 2 years in high school with journalism at Golden Sierra High School up in Georgetown, California. And then for college, I went to American River College, and I was the features editor and designing editor in 2000 and 2001, and that's when I started the magazine.
What other publications that are similar, who was doing what you were doing when you started? Was there anybody else, or you just kind of were the first main?
Yeah, so I was actually interning at the time for the Environmental Protection Agency for California Integrated Waste Management Board in their public affairs office. So they would submit press releases out basically to the press to give out grants for different businesses that are recycling. So my experience was like basically hunting these articles down on these paid newspaper websites back then. And what I found was that there really wasn't like a lot of anything else but that. But what I did find was that there was Sickness magazine, which is still around, sickness.net, and also Anomi, which was a graffiti magazine. Sickness is more hip hop, street rap, gangster rap back then, and then Anomi was a graffiti magazine. So those were the only two I knew of in California, at least. As far as being female, I want to claim that I'm first, just because I don't know anyone else.
Let's just say you are.
Okay, fine.
Until someone disputes it. Yeah, so someone's going to come out of the woodwork.
Come at me.
I had one in the middle of up in Weed, California or something. Well, nobody knew about you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I work full time at this. We usually get up around 8 a.m. and we stop working around 6 p.m. I do get a little workout in there at some point, sometimes in the morning. But basically, the day starts off, I check my emails, my social media, respond to people, and then I usually have different tasks for different clients, such as writing press releases, biographies, running PR campaigns, basically reaching back out to different media and press. Just trying to negotiate with a lot of these gatekeepers that charge a lot of money for interviews and trying to either get the price down or down to zero if we possibly can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I've worked with like over 500 different clients since 2007, between doing PR, marketing, and as well as event coordinating. I would say that like when I first got started, I had some clients that were on the other side of the country, and then I also had some coordinating clients I worked with. Like I worked with booking a lot of shows for Tribe of Levi, Live Mannequins. I'm trying to think who else. I booked a lot of people back in the day. There's just a lot. I booked like pretty much almost all the independent or conscious hip hop artists that were kind of around, like between 2007, 2010. We did a lot of showcases. I did a showcase for Poor, who was from Tribe of Levi, for his album release. And then as far as clients more now, so in 2020, when my daughter was about 4, I decided to go full-time with UBO. So before it always was kind of like here and there, or I was managing a job and working part-time doing it. But I decided to go full-time and go for it. And so one of my first clients was Sugar T when I first came back in.
Oh, okay.
And her and I had already developed a friendship over the years. So, we talked and she was like, let's do it. So we went ahead and we ran several different campaigns within a 2-year period. And we've kind of worked here and there since then. I've worked with Raman Jamal from Hip Hop Congress, Andrew Lozano that we were just talking about recently. I've worked with artists, like right now I got an artist out in Minnesota named Don Chi. I have another guy in Maryland named 3 Dicino. I work with Triana Feruza out of Santa Cruz. I work with a lot of independent artists. It really honestly doesn't matter like where they live or where they're at. So we basically can run local campaigns, regional campaigns, or national campaigns, no matter where you're at. So
those last few names are going to be on my radio show at various times in the next couple to few months. I'm really looking forward to that. Mm-hmm. Don Chi was rescheduled due to a family situation, but they're all locked in. And you are as well to be on the radio show. That's going to be fun. I do it from right here, remote. But it's on the FM station in Vallejo. So, and we have what seems to kind of overlap, or we're in the same realm. So you and I are able, with our specific businesses and other aspects like this and the radio show, we're going to be working together a lot. Yeah. At least sending people the other's way. So
exactly, and that's what I love. Like, I've never been like, oh, there's someone else out there, it's a competitor, because I feel like these artists, especially the artists and the creative people, they need as much media and press as possible. And so it's more beneficial for the local media and press to work together, because there's not much of it left. And so for us that are independent, it's like our time to shine and to kind of get them, the interviews and the placements that they need.
Yep.
I think the most common concern is a lot of people that I've worked with have had bad experiences with PR people. I honestly want to chalk it up to the fact that a lot of the PR people that I have been around, like on the internet, a lot of them that say they do PR they don't really have any education or anything like that, and then I'll see what they put out, and it's not really like legitimately like professional, if you will. So
Okay.
what we like, the way that I build the EPKs is basically set up so that you have all the items you need. You have all your high res photos, logos, things like that, cover art, anything. We make sure you have all the links. Everything is in there. And so I see a lot of people putting out EPKs where you can't click on anything. It's like basically like, oh, follow on Instagram, and you can't even like copy it because it's not even, you can't do anything to it, and it's just ridiculous. So I try to also help educate some of these people. On top of that, like I've had a lot of people tell me that, oh yeah, I gave someone money to do PR and they didn't do anything, or they just did kind of like a halfway job kind of thing.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, well, I get it. And I think a lot of people get deterred because they've heard some of these horror stories. Oh, I don't even have access to my EPK anymore. So when you work with us at UBO ENT, when we make the EPK, you purchased it. It belongs to you.
Nice.
Right? It belongs to you. You are the owner of it. I'm just using it now to get the word out when you go through your campaign time. But you also are able to use it for anything as well. Like, we can get you into festivals. You can get sponsorships with your EPK. It can help sometimes with music licensing, or if you're an actor and you want to get into a film. Like, I'm not a technical agent, but at the same time, I know that you need these things in order to like get to the next step for a lot of things. It's more than a resume. It's more like a tool that you could use to kind of excel and accelerate what you're doing with your craft, and also to get like a bigger audience.
You know, I had what's the right term for it? I would call it a clunky, not really great EPK a long time ago. I don't even remember who made it, but it was someone who kind of knew what they were doing. But anyway, so an EPK that someone pays you to do, they buy it from you. Are they editable? Like, let's say some little simple factor figure in it changes, are they able to get in and edit that themselves?
Yes. So because I give you the rights to it. So we put all of our stuff in Google Docs. That's the first thing, because most people have access to Google Docs. I was using Dropbox, but it's just easier this way. So, and then we set it as view only. So you have access, if it's your EPK, to edit. I have access to edit. You have access to edit, and that's it. Anyone else could just view it. So when like, let's say you're done, you ran your campaign, you're like, okay, I'm done with my 3-month campaign or my 6-month campaign. Time to move on. I got to get back in the studio. You could still use that. So if you run across somebody, on your off time, and they're like, oh yeah, I got a podcast, and you want to get on, you could just update that real quick, and send it off. Or, we also have a reduced fee to update as well, so you're not paying a whole bunch of money just to do a couple little updates.
Yeah, because things do need changing eventually, like a new release, for instance, or I've put out XYZ number of compilations. Go back to my EPK, it's like, no, 2 more have come out since then.
That's right, and even different accolades you get. So if somebody got on your show, let's say, and then they stopped with their campaign, and then they went and got on another show, that's not on there. So if they keep doing that by themselves, they don't have those accolades. So this allows you to kind of go in and add if you want, or like I said, you can hire us and we can update it for you as well. So we are continuing to always build our audience as well. So that's kind of what we've been focusing on even since, I want to say, 2022. There's been a high focus on trying to get our audience bigger, because we focus a lot on other people, and so we got to focus on us getting bigger. So right now we have a blog on uboent.com, and then of course you can go to ubomag.net. We share stories Monday through Friday from both websites now. So on our Facebook, and then very soon on our Instagram, you're going to see all that stuff kind of pop in, so that you can learn a little bit more, and then request a consultation to get started.
Skating.
The roller rink on Old Auburn. I used to go there when I was a kid. What was it called? Hill something. It was like on Old Auburn, not past Watts, somewhere in that area. There was like a roller rink, and a tree fell on it a long time ago. But when we were kids, we used to go there via our church to go skate night. So.
Yeah, we had in Oroville, my hometown, we had the skate barn.
Oh yeah, I love Oroville. They have the Foster's Freeze out there.
Is it still there? They've torn so many things out and put in like Ron's Drive-In, very long time burger place, and now it's a Starbucks.
Yeah,
really?
That Foster's Freeze was awesome. We used to go there on the way up to the Bible camp that my family started. So yeah, we used to stop there. It was either like Taco Bell or Foster's Freeze.
Hot dogs.
No. I don't like hot dogs. I don't eat beef or pork.
Okay.
I don't, even if it was chicken or turkey, I don't really want a hot dog. I do like chicken brats though.
Okay. See, the brats are a little different. Hot dogs, when I think hot dogs, it's just like the Oscar Mayer, it's all the what do they call it? Mechanically separated. It's all a little weird stuff. Yeah.
It's basically spam encased inside of some animals.
But a good brat. A good brat. I can go for a good brat.
Yeah.
Ocean.
I used to live on Kauai for 4 years, so I could see the ocean every day and drive by it or go put my feet in the sand or go in the water. So, yeah.
Never been to Hawaii. Bucket list thing, of course.
Yeah.
But I did live in London, England, so
that's
a lot of folks don't get to live in a foreign country. But, and it was nice because I didn't have to learn a foreign language. I just had to get past some of their heavy accents.
Yeah, totally.
Vodka.
I don't really drink vodka. I did for a short time, but I cut that out. Yeah, I don't really drink vodka. I think my go-to drink is sparkling wine. Yeah. Or champagne. But yeah, depends on my budget.
I like IPAs, basically any beers. Most beers. Nintendo.
I never had one as a kid. We weren't allowed to play games on consoles because my dad worked at Intel, so we only played computer games. But then somebody gave us an old Atari, like in the very early 90s.
2600,
it was like the main first one, I think. It had Pong on it and stuff.
I still have mine. I have all my old systems. I've got all that stuff. What was I saying? So yeah, you mentioned earlier being in messing with computers, like Apple IICs and all that. Oh, wait, Apple's Intel. Not an Intel.
Yeah,
no, Intel's.
We're on PC.
Yeah. What was so? I mean, I think back to when people were starting to get computers like your Dells and your other types of stuff. What was in the 80s that was Intel?
We had a Tandy. Our computer was a Tandy computer, and then I think by the time it was like 1990, I think we had a 286, I think. But I know, like, by the time I was in 8th grade in 93, we had a 386. And the schools only had 286s, so we were ahead. And then the 486 came out right after that. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Halloween. It's coming up.
Yeah, I used to, when I was a kid, I used to like to dress up as a cat. And my mom, I wanted to dress up as a black cat because that's traditional. But since we went to church growing up, my mom made me this furry calico kind of cat. Like, it looks like a carpet to put on. Like, it has like overalls and you put it on and she made me little ears. So yeah.
I was a cat or a big cat, like I wasn't a tiger. I have pictures of me that I scanned and they're in my hard drive. Yeah, so I was also a cat for Halloween once.
Yeah, that used to be my favorite thing to dress up as.
Football.
I don't really watch football, but I will say that I like the 49ers.
Good. Even if you're the super casual fan, good team to pick.
Yeah.
They're 3-0. Look at the flag over there.
Yeah.
Look at that. Hey. Pine trees.
Yeah, so I grew up in Georgetown, California, which is in El Dorado County, and there's a lot of pine and cedar up there, so I grew up amongst these types of trees.
I like the pine smell. It's really cool. And last one, France.
I've never been to France. I like French fries, even though they're not from France, I don't think.
I think they were made here or created in the U.S.
I just remember they did that whole anti-French fry thing for a while.
I'll bet whoever invented them wanted to call them French fries, so they sounded like they were from somewhere else. You got to try these things from
like
France.
Maybe because they're French cut, like the French cut beans.
Maybe.
French cut green beans.
But just to call them French fries if they're not from France, then people are inclined to, I got to try this because it's a French delicacy. And it's some dude that just cut up potatoes here and wherever.
Yeah.
So let them know one more time where they can find you to inquire about all your services and whatever else.
Sure. So we have two websites. The service side is uboent.com. You could also find UBOENT pretty much on any social media platform. On Instagram, it's Aaris, AARIS.UBOENT. Facebook, just look up UBOENT, you'll find stuff. With the magazine side, it's ubomag.net, not .com, .net. And again, you could find UBO Mag on Instagram. It's ubo.mag, and we're on all the other platforms as well. Yeah, that's pretty much, it's pretty easy to find us. We're Googleable. We got our SEO up, and if you need help with your SEO, call me.
And I'm trying to figure out ways that I'm going to be using your services, mainly for get my beat sales up, get artists that may not, especially out of the area, that are looking for beats. 'Cause that's my number one top thing, but also to push some of my EDM music releases and stuff. So that's my personal music outside of things I produce that are other artists. So yeah, we will chat very soon about that, figure out what my budget will allow, and pay you to handle that aspect of my career.
Well, so, luckily all our prices are made for independent artists, so good. We feel the budget, we feel it.
All right, until the next time, I don't have anyone lined up for break time right now, but I'm always throwing, if you're watching right now, hey, look at the, actually I should put my email, I always put my website, but I'm going to put my email at the end of every one of them. So anybody that's watching this, whether on YouTube or Comcast channel 17, and you want to be interviewed like this or be on my radio show or need my services, any of this, my email will be listed at the end of the video. All right. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
A place where they appreciate this art form given from the lifestyles of the rebellious. I sketch it, then etch it until my brain grabs some pain. Take these truths out to the train's main line. Let them travel out of state, mind vision, but the flick is left behind. Just show them what time it is, just what line we hit. The tips, bits up to the surface, and the GVSR car gets rocked.